Hello friends, after being discussing the introduction about the planning and the other process involved like strategies and models, now we discuss the Indian 5-year plans in details. Then for competitive examinations, how to master this planning section. First of all, I suggest you should have a ringside view on all the 12 5-year plans, meaning you have to see certain similarities between these plans, and entire plans first of all has to be divided into planning before reforms, planning after reforms. This is the first set of the division. Then within the planning before the reforms, that is from first plan to the 7th plan, you have to divide first and second plan as one, where at the end of the second plan India has reached the takeoff stage, and later owing to the China war and Pakistan war, we have resorted to the annual plans, made a plan holiday for 5-year planning. Then again we have resumed the 3rd and the 4th 5-year plans, and however these plans has its own hiccups. So this is a subsection, another subsection where 3rd and 4th can be clubbed as one group. Then after the 4th 5-year plan, we have started the 5th, 6th and the 7th 5-year plans, where all these 3 plans are successful in nature, with human development as the core center objective for our Indian planning process. So this is how the entire 7 plans before the reforms can be divided into 3 groups: 1st and 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and the 5th, 6th and the 7th. Then planning after reforms. Planning after reforms, again you have 2 groups: 1st, 8th, 9th and 10th plans, where India achieved a nearly more than or nearly 8% growth rate. Then after achieving the 8% growth nearly for the last 3 plans, 8th, 9th and the 10th, again the growth process was not distributed equally. Then the inclusive growth plans 11th and the 12th can be clubbed as one group. So at a glance, first division is the planning before reforms and planning after reforms, and within the planning before the reforms there are 3 groups: 1st and 2nd, where India has entered into the takeoff stage; then 3rd, 4th and the 5th plans, where India 3rd and 4th, where India tried to come back with the disadvantages faced; then 5th and the 6th, where we have paved for the economic growth. So, and while studying each plan, how to master a plan, how to remember the important events which will be repeatedly asked in the competitive examinations. So in the planning, generally the questions are asked on what is the important strategy followed in so and so plan, what is the important model followed in the say first 5-year plan, or what is the important objective of the second 5-year plan. Likewise questions are asked. Second type of questions will be based on the sectoral allocations. In which plan energy was given top priority, in which plan highest allocations were made to so and so sector. This is another area where questions can be expected. And the third is the between the targets and the achievements, which plan has achieved the targets. This is another area where the questions can be expected. For example, the first plan, the target is 2.1% growth rate, wherein the achieved is more than 3%. But the same is not that true with respect to the 9th plan, where the achievements is less than the target. Likewise, the growth rates are to be remembered. Then the another important area is within the plans there are certain socio-economic developments will took place. So what are the various types of development? For example, IRDP, Integrated Rural Development Program, launched all India wise on October 2nd, 1980. Then in the examinations the questions may be asked in a different way. So in which plan the IRDP program was started. So based on all these questions we can conclude that the plan can be studied under 5 subheads. Namely, first of all, with the starting of the every plan, one should remember the in which background the plan was started. Second, what are the main objectives of the plan? And third is the what are its sectoral allocations and total plan outlay. What is the share of the public and what is the share of the private sector? Then Fourth one, review of the plan. What are the targets? What are the achievements? And what are the strengths and weaknesses of that plan? And thirdly, lastly, the other developments where the socio-economic developments took place. So every plan is to be studied under these 5 heads. So first, in what background? Second, aims and objectives of the plan. Third, outlay and sectoral allocations. Fourth, review of the plan. And fifth, important developments of the plan. Likewise, if you study each plan under these 5 heads, the success in the examination will be easier. So with this introduction, I would like to start the first 5-year plan. Namely, as I told you, the 5-step mechanism. First, we will start at what background the first 5-year plan has been started. As you are aware that partition of India took place, and there are two problems from the Pakistan and the refugees problem. And problems on the Pakistan not only social, it is also economical, because many fertile lands of the India went to the Pakistan, particularly the basmati and other rice growing areas. So these two are important problems externally. And secondly, internal problems like mounting inflation, poverty, hunger, added to this unemployment, other problems are in this background we have started the first 5-year plan. Then in the starting of the first 5-year plan, there is no strategy as such. We have given the top priority to the agriculture, and we have followed the model known as Harad-Dhamar model. Harad-Dhamar model is a model of economic growth and development process where capital formation will be the key issue. According to them, capital formation has a dual character. On one side, it will increase the productivity, and on the other side, it will increase the incomes. So we want to target the agriculture as the important source, and we have planned in such a way that capital formation will take place in the agriculture sector. So likewise, the plan was started in the 1951, to say to the duration is 1956, and the plan is emphasized with the important objectives as agriculture as the top priority. Then it is based on the Harad-Dhamar model. So the targeted growth rate is 2.1, a humble and a conservative target we have put up, because that is the first plan with which we have started. Then the plan outlay, total outlay allocated was 2009 crores and increased to 2378. Such type of questions are particularly asked in the state public service commissions, where there will be emphasis will be on the allocations, not only allocations, final allocation and expenditure based questions will be also asked. Then to which sectors the plan was allocated more. So top 3 allocations are to be remembered, keeping the competitive examinations in view. So together with the power and irrigation, the agriculture sector has a lion's share of 44.6%. The second important is the transport and communications with 27%, and the third one is the social services with 22%. So while in the third subhead, namely the outlay and the sectoral allocations, one may not compulsorily remember all the allocations, but one should remember the top 3 sectors and what are those areas and what is the percentage, keeping the examination point of view. Then the review of the plan. The achieved growth rate is 3.6%, as we have targeted only 2.1%, wherein the achieved growth rate is 3.6. Agriculture food grain production has been tremendously increased from the 50 plus million tons say to this 65 million tons. This is a very bumper production, because the monsoon is very good. And the irrigation, we have added a 16 million hectares, and the national income and the per capita income has been increased. So in the review part, one has to remember those important aspects, particularly social aspects and economic aspects, particularly agriculture, industry and services, and other economic indicators like per capita income, national income and other important factors. Besides this, as I told you, in the 5th subhead, there will be some important developments like construction of the dams, starting of the poverty alleviation programs, and the starting of some important public sector units. And in examinations, questions can be asked in which place such developments has took place, or in which year such developments has been took place. So that's why place and year both are vitally important in this planning area. So in the first 5-year plan, multi-purpose projects have been constructed in the Bakranangal, Hirakud and Mittur dams. And to control the industry following the LPQ model, license permits and quota system, Indian government has enacted an act known as the Industrial Development Act, popularly known as the Industrial Regulation Act of 1951, where the license permits, controls and quotas were the important components. Then there is a first rural development program in India was started, that is known as Community Development Program. It was started in 1952. And in the planning class, I have emphasized the importance of the National Development Council with the Prime Minister as the chairman and the other chief ministers of the states and the union territories are the members. So National Development Council has the important function of approving the plan made by the Planning Commission. This National Development Council was started in 1952. Then perhaps India is the first country to announce a family planning policy. By that time, we have announced a family planning policy there. Then, as I told you, our policy of industrial development is the public sector led industrial development up to the 7th 5-year plan. And as a matter of fact, we have entered the establishment of the factories at Sindri. And as a part of the credit plan and the credit support set to the agriculture, we have nationalized the Imperial Bank of India, that is known as SBI. And in the private sector, to encourage the industrial sector on one side, we have started the industrial development banks. With this humble beginning, we have started the first 5-year plan, and the first 5-year plan was a grand success. So in this plan, we have to remember, as I told you, a plan is to be studied under 5 heads. Then important developments, important places, important programs are to be remembered while studying the for examination purpose. Then in the second 5-year plan, so after achieving the success and tasting the success, India entered into the second 5-year plan in 1956, and the plan duration was 1956 to 61. So as I told you, so every economy passes through 3 different stages. First of all, a primary sector led economy, and the second is the agriculture led economy, industrial led economy, and in the third stage the services sector. After being mastered how to achieve the growth in the agriculture, now we want to develop industrial development in this second 5-year plan. For that, we have followed the Nehru-Mahalanobis model of rapid industrialization or the heavy and basic industries establishment by the public sector. Here this strategy is emphasizing on establishment of the heavy and basic industries, because once the heavy and basic industries are established in the backward areas, the fruits of the development will percolate to the needy, known as the trickle down effect. Thereby the incomes of the people will be raised. Then people with the raised incomes, savings rate will be increased on one side, and on the other side the demand for the goods will be more. Then the private sector will enter into the consumer goods area. This is the plan known as the Nehru-Mahalanobis model of the plan. You have implemented this strategy, and this strategy is also known as or will fall under the category known as unbalanced growth strategy. Why? Because we have allocated a major resources set to the one sector instead of equal distribution of the financial allocations set to all the sectors. So giving top priority set to the industries, we have started the second 5-year plan, and the allocations to the industry now we will see. The targeted growth rate is 4.5%. Now the plan outlay is 4,800 crores, but the actual expenditure is 4,672 crores. Highest allocations was made in this plan set to the industries a tune of 24% of the resources, financial